Hello everyone, back again with more beauty. Just a reminder, nearly all the pieces you see are made from clients' own sketches, so please no criticism. If you know better, just order your own one. Let's start with number 1. Here we have got gold colorless diamonds and a fine tourmaline from Congo. I actually have a separate video on the channel about mining in Rwanda, worth checking out if you're curious about where these stones come from. The design here is classic and very versatile, perfect for everyday wear since it has no hooks, twigs, leaves or little prongs sticking out that could catch on clothing. At the same time, it's elegant enough for special occasions, parties, banquets, receptions, you name it. And a reminder, all stone settings, including this one, need to be checked regularly. Pave settings with small stones, they can fall out. Large central stones, same thing. If someone ever tells you, oh, in our ring stones never fall out, sorry friends, but that doesn't exist. Every ring needs careful maintenance and regular servicing. Number 2. A magnificent Aurora garnet. Our company is co-owner of one of the mines where these are sourced. The ring is gold with garnet, designed for daily wear. The upper part of the ring is shaped to symbolize a lotus bud, one of our most popular designs. Honestly, I think we get 2 or 3 lotus design rings every week, and I am glad you love this design as much as we do. The lotus is no ordinary flower. It symbolizes blossoming, growth, abilities unfolding, love, wealth, health, basically everything good in life. Across cultures, it's always been considered magical. Why? Because at night it folds itself up and hides underwater. In the daytime it blooms again as if by magic. And of course the lotus was deeply cherished by Buddha. He is often depicted seated on one, so even though the settings here look simple at first glance, it carries an immense amount of meaning. Okay, let's keep going. Number 3. A client's design, very simple, and honestly in this piece the main focus is the stone itself. It doesn't need elaborate design at all. The ring is gold with a truly spectacular tanzanite. Stones like this are extremely difficult to source from the locals. We sometimes have to sort through thousands of roughs and not find one with this kind of blue flame. And notice it's vivid blue with an open, bright tone. Many tanzanites lean towards grey or even black. Often it's 70% black and it's only 30% blue. In Africa, closer to the equator, they tend to be even darker. So finding a gem with such clean, radiant blue is a massive effort, sometimes requiring a whole team working for a few days. Number 4. Our own Senior Gems design. Gold with black rhodium plating and black diamonds. Of course, the blackening will eventually wear off, and I mention this often. When it eventually fades, it can easily be reapplied. It's inexpensive and any decent jewelry in the major city can handle it. The center stone is a tourmaline. We call this particular color combination autumn color. For years, we didn't pay much attention to it, until one client ordered specifically this hue. And I remember pulling one finished ring out of my pocket sometime in November. The sky was very overcast, rain mixed with snow, everything grey, and the stone just glowed against the background. That's when I realized autumn tourmalines shine brightly even in low light. Quite rare and now incredibly popular. We always have multiple orders in this shade, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're living somewhere in the northern part of Europe. Number 5, similar to number 3 with the tanzanite, sometimes the stone is so magnificent it needs no design at all. The centerpiece here is a rainbow moonstone from Madagascar. This one leans heavily toward blue tones, which is unusual. I wouldn't call it extreme rarity, but maybe once a month I can find a stone like that from the supplies of the local miners. The gem, though, is breathtaking, a masterpiece of geology and jewelry all at once. Technically, the designer here is planet Earth itself. Important reminder, the only deposit for rainbow moonstone of this type exists in Madagascar, nowhere else in the world. As a result, it's an excellent investment opportunity, as prices only keep climbing higher and higher every year. The setting here is so delicate, the regular checkups with the jewelry are essential to keep the stone secure. Number 6. An elegant classic design, very sharp angles. Personally, I love when jewelry isn't all rounded, but instead has this geometric edge, squares, triangles, pentagons, hexagons. It gives a modern architectural look. This ring is gold with colorless diamonds and a spectacular tanzanite. An untreated tanzanite, by the way, which means no heat treatment. And you can see the result, rainbow-like flashes with different shades shimmering inside, a true rarity. If you ever come across one of these, I recommend buying it immediately. In nearly 20 years of working in jewelry, I've only seen maybe 5 or 6 like that. And among large stones, perhaps only 2 or 3. Whenever I find such untreated tanzanite with greens, blues and soft lilac tones dancing together, I always purchase it. And I suggest you do the same. It's both an investment and a unique jewel. Number 7 and 8. I will combine them here because they form a set. The stars of this story are tsavorite. 3 in total. Tsavorite is a vivid green garnet. The word vivid is the key. 99% of tsavorites are not bright at all. Some of them are barely even green, so finding this level of saturation is extremely rare. This set was carefully matched by color. The shades differ slightly, which is exactly how a set should be if we're talking about natural formed gems. And finding a true set always adds about 30% to the market price, because it's incredibly difficult to match stones this way. Tsavorite occurs in only one place on Earth, the border of Tanzania and Kenya. And that's why it's so unique. That was an incredibly popular investment stone, and it still is. In just 7 years, I've watched it rise from just $30 per carat to $12,000 per carat. And it's still climbing, by the way. The demand is strong, the supply is limited, so the price will continue growing. I am very much sure of that. The design here is from the client. There are birds. What kind of the bird they are, I don't know. Maybe some swans or something. The symbolism is personal to the wearer. So if client tells me what it means to them, I'm glad to know. But if not, I don't pry. We receive assignment. We deliver it beautifully. That's what it matters. The rest is between the client and his order, or her order. Number 9, one of my personal top bests. This is the forest quartz from Brazil, containing delicate crystal of the mineral which is called dimeteurate. It was discovered by French professor Dimetier, hence the name. But I like calling it forest quartz because the illusion looks like a winter forest to me. Sadly, it's no longer mined. The deposit is closed, and these days we buy whatever remains from locals in Brazil and through dealers in Hong Kong. Prices are skyrocketing into the tens of thousands of dollars per piece, and they will only keep climbing. But there is a catch. It must have a beautiful forest of inclusions inside. If the initial pattern isn't lovely, the stone isn't in demand, so you have to appreciate it as if it was the masterpiece or a piece of art. There is no specific method to measure which of them is going to be expensive, which one is not going to be expensive. It's all up to the aesthetic sense, I would say. The piece is set in what I call an elven design, botanical, organic, floral, whatever you call it. Gold, diamonds and forest quartz. And I think the design and the stone found their perfect match here. Numbers 10 and 11. Usually I show 10 pieces per episode, but since this is a set, I couldn't just split them, so ring and earrings are coming together as they belong together. We have 3 tanzanites here, a ring and earrings, and as I said earlier, matched set always adds about 30% of the value because it's hard to source natural stones that would fit so well together. These tanzanites are excellent color. And here is a fascinating point. Tanzanite is one of very few blue gemstones that shows well in northern climates. So even in a gloomy London weather, this gemstone will shine brightly. Let's think of other stones. Let's take blue spinel, for example. It will drift into grey color. Aquamarine into steely tones, both beautiful, but Tanzanite still will have the same blue vivid hue. And that's one of the reasons why it's so beloved and sought after. In terms of the design, we see again the Elvian style as in number 9. And I think this floral pattern works with the blue color as nothing else. So that would be it for today. Remember that these are just the examples. It's not something what you can buy, but you can have a look, get inspiration, and send us a request in WhatsApp number below saying, oh, I would like to have something like number 9, but in the black gold and with a different gemstone. No problem. We always work 100% with a customized design. We can also give you an approximate understanding of the price range we are looking if you tell us the reference of the jewelry piece you are hoping to get for yourself. So that would be it for today. Wishing you all the best. Thank you for watching and see you next time.